Normally we do these for the viewer, but this is actually so Shyam is a reference point once he's been canceled officially.
Exactly. I need a how-to video, if you would.
There are many topics and concepts we are all familiar with, but aren't necessarily sure how they work. Each week I present a guest with a surprise topic and ask them to try their best to explain it. This is Explaining Things.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Explaining Things. As always, I have a comic with me who is unprepared for the topic I'm about to give him today. My guest is the very professional Shyam Subramanian.
Thanks for having me on once again. This is the greatest moment of my life.
That's awful. How do you repair your image once you've been canceled?
Okay, I think this is totally easy. I think the first thing, not even a question, you have to adopt a Chinese baby.
And we're off. Do you think that would be transparent?
What do you mean?
And I should say, Shyam has not been canceled yet.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm working very hard on it.
I mean, that's what we've had. Obviously, Me Too movement. There are other things, too.
Yep.
Someone's image gets,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if you're O.J. Simpson, there's nothing you can do.
I mean, what do you mean? His image is great.
Watching O.J. on Twitter, you are like, this is a very sensible dude.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, he brutally murdered his wife and her lover.
Yeah.
So Me Too is what most people think of when you hear cancel.
Sure,
but
sure.
even more now, you hear like someone says the wrong word.
Yeah.
Now it's like, all right, either I just fade off into obscurity. Obviously, Louis C.K.'s back.
Yeah.
Okay, and he kind of ignored it. Trump kind of went with this too. Every time he did something that people were outraged over, there was never an apology.
No. Well, Louis' whole thing was like, yeah, I mean, I asked them if I could jerk off, and they said yes, but I probably should have asked again.
There are power dynamics and all
Yeah,
that
well,
shit.
that's the part. Yeah, that's the part that's fucked up. But I just want to go on record and say I would absolutely let Louis C.K. come on my face for an opportunity.
He goes the extra mile.
Exactly. I'm a very good worker.
But if you say like the wrong word and people go fucking crazy over it,
Right.
obviously everything's so fast now. People forget about shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out my way around the whole N-word thing.
Michael Richards could help you. I think this is what you do. The handbook is get out of the spotlight for 6 months.
Just hop in that white Bronco, drive as far as you can.
That's right. OJ was ahead of his time.
Seriously.
People kind of forget about you.
Yep.
That kind of shows people like, okay, he's sorry. He's ashamed. Meanwhile, he's probably living his best life. I guess people, if you're dumb, you believe the apology. Kobe once screamed F-A-G-G-O-T, if you can spell it home. And they made him go to like sensitivity training and shit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And it's like, did that open Kobe's eyes, or was that just a hoop Kobe had to jump through?
Yeah,
to show, to show any effort that he's sorry, that he's embarrassed.
Right.
There's cancellation over words, and there's cancellation over sexual shit.
Yeah, the sexual shit's obviously worse. The words are just words.
Of course, it's worse.
But I feel like the words get treated worse sometimes. Kevin Hart, because he said like
oh my god,
10 years ago on Twitter,
15 years ago
or
on
whatever.
Twitter.
He can't hold. It's just
it's like words and actions are just on Twitter.
Exactly,
it's the same thing.
Yeah, you're right.
You murder someone, like it's not even that doesn't fall under cancel culture.
Right. No, that falls under.
You're just fucking like. But sometimes I feel like we don't care as much about a murder. At home, don't say a bad word. Don't cop a feel.
Yeah.
Murder someone.
Yeah.
Like a dignified adult.
And then adopt a Chinese baby.
And then enjoy your freedom for the rest of your life.
Establish a charity.
Establish a charity. In the name of whatever it is.
Yeah. Like you rape somebody. All right. I established don't rape charity.
It names itself.
Mike Vick when he fucking went to jail.
That's a good cancellation.
Yeah,
that's a non-sexual,
cancellation.
Yeah. Hurting animals. You can run a 4.240. You can do whatever you want.
You could choke out a dog.
Was it Vick's fault, or did he grow up in an environment where this was okay? If you grew up in suburbia and you just on your own start a dogfighting ring,
that's totally
or it was just like in like middle class like Massachusetts. And I was like, golden retriever.
Pitbull.
Labradoodle. Yes. Fight to the death.
He has some link or affiliation with the ASPCA.
What a great spokesperson.
He really is.
He's totally just like the former drug addict that comes into your school and says don't smoke crack. Dogs are great, everyone. I should know. I used to make them fight to the death. The kids are like, I was never going to fucking do that.
They're like, I have a cat.
It all depends on what you've been canceled for, okay? Words, Words are the dumbest. I think that's what most people
Words
can
are the
get
dumbest.
behind, but there's a loud minority on Twitter that likes to say, words equal beliefs equal
Which is so
actions
wrong. Which is so
equal-
wrong. Because I talk about eating healthy all the time.
In short,
Yeah.
if you get canceled,
Chinese baby.
all right,
Adoption.
you say Chinese baby. I was going to say start with an apology.
Okay, I
maybe
guess,
a
yeah.
press tour, because you don't really get canceled unless
don't
you're
need
already famous.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're still just a guy.
Yeah.
If you
sure.
molest a kid, sure, I guess you're canceled.
Yeah.
I'll say I'm for that cancellation.
Yeah. I need to know the circumstances.
These irredeemable-
Was it a hot kid? Charity.
Start a charity.
Charity.
Or make very public donations.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're saying all this shit, but like Donald Trump, obviously, he's an exception to all rules. But, Louis C.K. also, not much of an apology at all.
No.
Pretty ignored. Pretty
ignored.
swept under the rug.
For the most part.
And it's like,
yeah.
because if you don't say sorry, I do think like psychologically people are like, well, maybe he wasn't wrong.
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
do- when you
yeah.
apologize, you're admitting fault.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's why I never apologize in any scenario ever.
And that might work for you. Kids at home, apologize when you're wrong. But if you've been canceled, it might not help.
It might not.
It might not
It
help.
might not.
All right.
It might not.
I think that's all we got. Shyam Subramanian.
Thank you as always.
Thanks, man. Until next time.